Hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. So this time, as the title shows, I'd like to talk about is how keys works, or only the designers of keys, or the professional keys, or the thieves know how keys work, about which I'd like to speak out. So first of all, I think it's better to pose a question, which is, do you know how keys work, or do you know the inner structure or the inward structures of keys? And in this episode, the keys are, for example, the keys of houses. I mean, the keys of the door of your house, for example, and the keys of the windows of your house, and other types of keys are, for example, the house of your the key of your car, and the key of your car you have, or the key of, for example, maybe the key of your company you work for, and any type of keys are fine. So if you and it's natural that the designers of keys, or people working for some key shop know how keys work, because they have, in the case of designers, in the case of designers, they have designed the keys or the inward structures of keys, which is why it's natural to think that the designers of keys know that the inner structures of keys, and those designers know how keys work. And in the case of, for example, people working for, or shop staff who work for key shops, in the case of shop staff working for key shops, it's natural that they know how keys work, or it's natural that the employees working for key shops know the inner structures of keys. But in another case, thieves may know how keys work. For example, as you imagine, thieves get into, generally speaking, thieves get into people's house, or thieves get into the houses of other people, which is why they have to know how keys work. Like, the thieves have to know how the key of the door of your house works, or the thieves have to know how the keys of the windows of your house work. Like which thieves it's better for thieves to know the inner structures of keys of your house, if they want to get into, or if those thieves want to infiltrate into your houses, like which they are including designers and people working for key shops, and thieves are kind of expertise, or experts of keys. And with this episode, or in this episode, what I'd like to tell you, or what I'd like you to know, is that there's a background of abilities people have. So in this case, maybe months before, or or episodes before, I created an episode about that. I created an episode, and in which I was saying that Japanese people were good at handling the situations of disasters, because many disasters have happened in my country, which is why Japanese people are really good at tackling problems caused by disasters. And maybe in that past episode, I was talking about that like Middle Eastern people are really good at handling or how to behave in the situations of wars, because they are Middle Eastern people are used to warring situations, or the situations of wars. Like which, in the past episode, or in that previous episode, I was talking about there were there was some background there were some backgrounds there were some backgrounds which lie in the ability or some trait some people have. So in this case, in the case of that episode, Japanese people were really good at handling the situations of disasters, which is because Japanese people have been used to disasters happening to their own countries. So in this episode, I'm focusing on abilities each individual has. So for example, what I'm telling you is that if you are really good at mathematics, that is because maybe you have studied mathematics, or that might be because you are genius of mathematics. And one of my friend was that type, and in the case of that friend, the friend was really good at mathematics. Though the friend didn't study mathematics, that friend was really good at mathematics and physics. Anyway, so there was a genius type. And another case is, for example, if you know much about this might be more comprehensible, I think. If you are really good at chemistry, that might be because you have studied a lot about chemistry. But for example, maybe I'm sorry if you are really good at chemistry, if you are good Samaritans, or if you are really serious people who are really good at chemistry. But there must be some. Maybe you can understand that there are some people who have studied a lot about how to create bombs or how to create weapons, and which might be because that certain kind of people might be good at chemistry. For example, what I'd like to tell you is that terrorists, some terrorists might be good at chemistry, because terrorists frequently attack other countries or other nations. In this situation of pandemic, terrorism attacks are rare. There is almost no terrorism attack, because thanks to the pandemic, or thanks to the proliferation of coronavirus. But maybe you can imagine by putting yourselves in the shoes of terrorists. So, for example, if you'd like to attack some place with bombs, for example, you have to get knowledge about how to create bombs. Anything is fine. Or if you'd like to create some weapons, you have to know. You need to know the knowledge enough to high level enough to create those weapons. The images or the picture is like that. The understanding is like that. So if somebody has certain abilities you aren't familiar with, there must be some backgrounds or some circumstances which gives those people having those abilities. So what I'd like you to know is that, so if some people are really good at, for example, hacking, really comprehensible one is, if some people knew how to create, for example, antivirus software, for example, those web engineers might be hackers. Hackers know a lot of knowledge or a lot of things about internet societies and how computers work, which is why those hackers can create computer viruses, for example, and they know how to infiltrate into the websites of other organizations or other people, which is why such people came to be familiar with programming or how computers work, because they frequently hack computers or websites of other people or other companies. Like which, as I told you seconds before or minutes before, there must be, if some people have some abilities you are not familiar with, there must be some backgrounds which gave the holders of the abilities. So which is what I'd like you to know this time. So, and please be careful. I'm not telling you that all the able people are really wicked or really, devilish people. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that all the able people, all the excellent people are really bad people, or all the excellent people are criminals. I'm not saying such a thing. What I'm telling you is that, of course, there are some excellent people, and there are some good excellent people, or there are some excellent people with really, kind hearts or gentle characteristics. And some people are excellent with malicious intentions, or bad hearts, or bad hearts. That in this case, bad hearts do not mean heart organs dysfunction, which are not working well. So what I'd like you to know is that there are some people, some excellent people who work for their own sex, for their own eccentricities. There must be some excellent people working only for their own desires. So in that case, in the case of such bad excellent people, they may get high abilities about some fields. So but in that case of those bad excellent people, the backgrounds or the circumstances might be really bad stuff, like they have malicious intentions, which is why they could get some abilities. Which is why, if you find some ability, and if you find some ability, you should focus on the background or circumstances, or if it's possible. I think it's better to ask how the person could get such an ability. So if some people are really excellent, how about I recommend you asking those excellent people how they could get such abilities, or how they could become excellent. Which is how, if they are really good people, if they are really good and gentle people, it's fine for you to follow what they have done, so that you can acquire such high abilities. But if those people are really bad people, by following them, you can become really great criminals. So in which way you have to be careful in judge of characters, which is what I'd like you to know this time. So going back to the original topic, so only designers and thieves know that how keys work. So if you know how keys work, or if you know the inside structures of keys, so maybe in most cases you are designers, or you happen to know how keys work because you have checked out some websites telling you about how keys work and the inside structures of keys. But so in 1 in a million, you might be a thief who was trying to infiltrate into somebody's houses. So in which case, I don't recommend you're doing such criminal crime stuff. If you are safe, I don't like you to commit crimes, like intruding into other people's houses, which is what I'd like you to know this time. So that's it. Thank you very much for your listening. See you.